All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday. How is everybody?
Good.
All right, thank you for your time as usual. It is the 13th of February, 2024. I'll let you know what's going on for the week and give you a couple, in addition, a couple things that are happening that people relate to me that I wanted to share with you. So right off the bat here, Mary's medical research is this Wednesday from 11 to 1 in the atrium. So that is Valentine's Day. So I'm sure she's coordinating that lovely event with what is for sale that day. If you have a garden, I have placed, hopefully you've received in your box, your mailbox, it's just a little garden inquiry. It's a sheet of paper, it looks like this. It just asks 2 questions. Is this your garden? Yay or nay? You want to circle yes or no. And then you also want to, if you want to keep the garden, you circle yes or no. And then there's a little area at the bottom that says any comments or questions. And there's space to put any questions or comments. I'm just getting the ball rolling early because you may not want a garden, or maybe you do want a garden. And if one is not being used, I'm sure there's someone that would like to use it. So once you fill this out, next to my office, there's a folder. It's bright orange. I think you'd call that orange. You can just place it in there, and then I'll start to collect the information for this garden season. Okay, let's see, what else do I have here? There's no in-person exercise Friday or Monday this week, so FYI, if you normally attend my classes, Friday, Monday, no exercise. The vision loss support group that's normally always the third Thursday, I believe it's at 10, is rescheduled for the following Thursday, the 22nd. So if you attend that, it is canceled this week. She's traveling and let me know just I believe it was last week. So it was short notice, but she's going to be here on February the 22nd. That's a Thursday at the same time in Marion Hall. So get that in your calendars if you attend that vision loss support group. Okay. For the week, so we have Gary Hansen back. He is the art historian, and he's going to continue with the prehistoric art. We'll have part 1 and part 2. So this one is the beginning of it. These lectures will discuss the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic periods, and he'll go into that in detail at 10 a.m. in Marion Hall. In addition, today we have the art class from 1 to 3, and as I mentioned last week, it's going to be in Joanne Waddington's apartment, as opposed to normally it's held in the art room. So if you have signed up for that, you know where to go. There is the bandage rolling at 3 p.m. And there is the sing-along at 6:30 in the East Lobby. So that's what we have going on for today. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So if you are free at 3 o'clock, come down here. I'll have some champagne and a treat for you, and some bubbly water. So come join me for a little Valentine's celebration at 3 p.m. down here in the atrium. Of course, on Wednesdays, we always have our TED Talks. That's on 991. And so there's 3 topics for your enjoyment. The 3 topics are, life is a big game of, and then BS. This is how you win. I could have said malarkey, maybe. That would have been better, but that's the title. Why businesses need dreamers, magic, and doers, realism. Don't be a jerk to your barista, and other thoughts on the frontline workers. So those are the 3 topics. At 1:30 we have 500 on Wednesdays, and 3 p.m. in the atrium. Come enjoy the Valentine's treat with me. And 7 p.m. always on Wednesdays is bingo and 500. Thursday, 9 and 11, we have our recorded coffee chats on 991. And it's our excursion day. We have a new van driver. Woo! Her name's Lydia. I don't know if you've met her, but she is lovely, and she's going to be a great inclusion to our staff. I'm so excited. Thank goodness. Thank you. Woohoo! So our excursion is going on according to plan. Also, the ladies' luncheon is going on this Saturday as well. So, yay! We are going to the Sidekick Theater. It's lunch and production. It's a comedy called Love Will Keep Us Together. How fitting for the Valentine's season. And I already mentioned the Vision Loss has been rescheduled. Friday is, again, no exercise. 1 p.m. Coffee Chats on 991. There's bridge and poker. Happy hour is every Friday at 4 p.m. And it is our movie night at 7 p.m. And the movie is a good one. It's the West Side Story. It's the original one. And you know that, the original story of two New York city gangs and a young true love. And it's that amazing musical. So that is the movie for Friday. And Saturday, we have our men's breakfast, and we have bingo at 7 p.m. And the ladies' luncheon, as I mentioned, is proceeding as planned. So I am putting together the March newsletter and happenings. I normally get it out by the 15th. I have the draft done, but I was very frugal, I was frightened to put too much on there, considering I didn't know if we had a van driver. So I will get it out there, but it may be altered now that we do have a van driver. So FYI, and I'll just communicate if there's things that are going to be added to that now that I have that freedom to do so. Is there any new residents here today? No? Okay. All right. That is all I have. I'll hand it over. Any questions? No. All right. I'll hand it over to Jeff.
Thank you, Jillian. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What do we do now that the Super Bowl is over? Great Super Bowl party, by the way, I heard. What do we do after the Super Bowl?
Wait for the next.
Wait for the next? How about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition? That edition started because there was nothing going on in sports after the Super Bowl, right? So I thought I'd do a little research on the swimsuit edition. Not a lot, just as I was sitting down here trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about today. And guess who they have a rookie swimsuit model. Last year, it was who? Last year, it was Martha Stewart. This year, it's Brittany Mahomes. The quarterback of the Chiefs, his wife. And this is how times have changed. You know, years ago when they started the swimsuit edition, it was nothing but cheesecake. Not that it still isn't anything but cheesecake. They just try to label it a little different or give a little. Brittany Holmes is your newest 2024 Sports Illustrated swimsuit rookie. Owner of the Kansas City Current NWSL team, that's a soccer team. Former pro athlete. She was a professional soccer player, evidently. Wife and mother, Brittany emerges as the epitome of a modern-day powerhouse. Sports Illustrated said all of these qualities made her a perfect fit to be a model for women's empowerment. So that's not bad. They didn't say, didn't she pour beer on someone from, she was in a suite and someone was saying something smart aleck to her and she dumped beer on him? I don't know.
What was her name again?
Huh? Brittany Mahomes. Okay, now on to other things. One thing, we've got the giveaway areas in each garage, and they're okay. They kind of bug me, but who cares? One thing, do not leave electronics there. What happens more times than not, is people use that area as a dumping ground for their electronics. They'll drop an old TV or a computer or something there. First off, never leave a computer in a public space. Take it to Best Buy, have them recycle it. You can have information on a hard drive that you or I couldn't access, but someone with bad intentions that knows what they're doing could. So be careful with that, but certainly don't leave it in the Ridge Point garage. Okay, along with tires, exactly. Then coming up, it looks like we've talked a little bit about this program we're going to start where we drop some money off, donate money, and then we're going to entrust one of our neighbors to be the trusted servant to spend that money wisely on some type of donation or charity or what have you. It looks like that first day of collection is going to be the 27th of this month. We're going to have 2 cans. One, that the can will be for the donation. The other can will be your name and a brief description of why you want to be entrusted or willing to be entrusted finding a use for that money. Okay? And then we've created a little group to decide who we use for that, and we'll announce that the next week, which is March 5th. And then
It can be spontaneous though, right? I mean, you don't have to, like, if there's a spontaneous moment where you can donate it to that.
yeah, repeat that.
Well, if you have a moment
Microphone.
and you happen to have the
Microphone.
money with you, I'll help repeat it. You could utilize that moment. I mean, there's
Yep.
probably something that's the time to do it.
Even if you're not in charge of the money.
No, if you're in.
If you right, we're not saying that when you put your name in that you say, oh, I want to use the money for this. We're saying, I love the program, whatever, I really want to do it. I understand my responsibility. I don't intend to, I don't know, just write something that might attract people to say, oh, this person's heart is in the right spot. We're going to entrust them to do it. Does that make better sense? Max?
Sure. What is this, there's going to be a little group to decide?
Yep.
I thought it was just going to be pulled out of the chance.
That's what I thought.
Maxine was saying she thought they were just going to draw the names. Quite honestly, eventually I think we'll get to just drawing the names. I want to control it a little more right away.
Okay, who is this going to be staff people?
It's Jillian, me, Maureen Fine, and Sandy Miller. Correct? And we'll do a good job.
And this is just a fun experiment to do something gracious, to act. It's not. It doesn't. It might even just be $10. So
Yeah.
I'm saying it's just to see.
It might be-
how it
Yep,
goes.
it might be $10 total. Also, one other thing I was thinking of, it's also to get us in the spirit of giving and sharing to who much is given, much is expected. If I'd love to have someone that's destitute be helped out by a Ridge Point resident that doesn't even have the money from the donations. And we're welcome people. If you see anything that you can do spontaneously, talk to us. We'll get you up here. We want to share that stuff. And we're not doing it to grandstand or to show people how wonderful we are. We're doing it to get people in a spirit of giving and helping. Okay?
Amen.
Anyone have any questions on that or anything else?
I do.
Oh,
Yeah, and so now, the leak over here was fixed. And ever since I moved in 2016, you're talking about redoing this area.
yep.
Is that in the works at all?
We will not, I don't believe we'll be doing the atrium this year. The leak still exists. We've also, I just talked to our water guy this morning. The planters have water in them, which is a symptom that the water isn't draining away from the building. We're not sure. The water eventually ends up in the Gulf of Mexico. And we can't get it off our property. What is happening is the water goes under the driveway there to the pond on the west, under the road to the pond on the east, and there's a drain in the east pond that brings it to Minnehaha Creek or somewhere, and then to the Mississippi. That's how the city drains. Okay? And we believe that it's not leaving the east pond properly. A few of you have pointed out that there's a leak, or excuse me, that when it rains heavy, the water backs up on Marion Lane. Anyone see that or recognize that? Or we believe there's a connection there. So, back to your question, Ann. We won't be doing that. We've also got 2 years of tuck pointing to do. On the east building and the west building, in certain areas, you'll see where the brick is kind of deteriorated. We did it out here last year. We're going to be doing the same thing on the east and the west. Not that we won't be doing anything else, but there's always lots of uses for cash around here, and we want to make the best use of that, so that's where we're at. Sandy?
Let's go back a couple of conversations here. If you want to start volunteering to do something good for other people, we do a bandage rolling this afternoon at 3 o'clock at the West Party Room. It's a good start on doing something that people can't do for themselves.
There's bandage rolling in the West Party Room at 3 o'clock. Sandy, what are the bandages for?
The bandages go to areas where they don't have facilities to get bandage wrapping things like an ace bandage. Only these are cotton and they're not, they don't stretch them. They're used to go over a sterile dressing for burns and other in 26 different countries, Africa, Middle America, South America, through Global Health Ministries.
Global Health Ministries. And the bandages are made of literally cotton material. Where is it? Recycled cotton material, or where does the material come from?
It's recycled sheets that I get from Country Inn and Suites in Albertville.
Thank you. So what Sandy does is she gets sheets, recycled sheets from Country Inn and Suites in Albertville, and then they cut them into like 3-inch strips. She cuts them, and then they roll them up into what looks like a roll of gauze. And that's what goes over, correct? So it's a wonderful social hour. Anytime we get 2 Ridge Point residents together, it's a wonderful social hour. And when we have 10 or 12, it turns into a downright party. So yeah.
I told Bob the other day, it's so easy, even men can do it.
It's so easy, even men can do it. Yeah. Well, next year, John Samuelson's going to be the Sports Illustrated Rookie of the Year.
I've done that. I've rolled those in several times.
John's rolled them several times. And he was asked not to leave because he couldn't figure it out. John's a good guy. Okay, any other things you want to talk about, folks?
Those were good topics, one compliment.
All right. Birthdays. What is today? 13th. No birthdays today. Patty Eckenrode, are you over there? No? Her birthday is tomorrow. The 15th, Linda Friedson. The 16th, Anita Drum. Happy birthday on the 16th, Anita. And the 22nd, Janet Allen and Sue Mail. No anniversaries. Let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Have a good week, everybody.